Well, today I thought I better do an update on the TL1000S build and see where we're at. So let's get into it. Well, after months and months of waiting for parts and calling 7 bike shops and not having any of them call me back, I had to call a couple of buddies of mine from Essential Motorcycle Services in Richmond, Ted and Eddie. Thank you so much, you guys. And they got me some parts. EMS, Essential Motorcycle Services. I've been yelled at by Murray. I have no idea what that sticker means, but it came in the box. Must be an inside joke down in Vancouver. So they sent me chain and sprockets. We went with a 17 front and a 42 rear. Should make this bike a little more fun around town. We have caliper rebuild kits, because these things were toast. I had a gasket sitting around for a lot of years. I just found it the other day for a 2004 SV1000. A company sent me the wrong gasket, so I just kept it. Never thought I would use it, and the front valve cover gasket is leaking, so I think it actually fits this thing. We have calipers, finally. I ordered these used calipers from Supersport Motorcycle Wreckers in Langley, BC, and they were in the middle of closing forever. So they sent me these calipers while they were moving out of their shop, and they got lost in shipping. Canada Post lost them, and then they found them, and they sent them back, and then they shipped them out again, and they got lost again. And turns out they've been sitting on the shelf for quite a while here, right here in town, and thankfully we got our hands on them, because that was the only set we could find anywhere. Turns out finding parts for an SV1000S is really hard, because they're not a common bike. But we have calipers, we have caliper rebuild kits, and that's just amazing that they found them after being lost twice in shipping because the company was closing. What a blessing. So we have stuff we can bolt on, but while I was waiting, I kind of got busy. Started sanding the frame down, because I always wanted a bike with a polished frame and polished wheels. I've never had one, never tried it. So I just started sanding, little area here, and realized that there's a ton of deep pitting from the factory, so you have to sand it with something a little more aggressive, and once you get to that point, well, you're kind of committed. There's no turning back then. So I have pretty much from about here up to about there sanded. I have to remove everything now to continue. So all of the brackets, foot peg brackets, the radiator, the triple clamps, all got to come apart if I'm going to continue on this journey. Wheels got to come off anyway to do the chain and sprockets, so might as well sand them down and polish them all. So this just turned into my winter project since summer's over and we waited all summer for parts. But I'm going to go for it anyway. So now I'm sanding and polishing in my spare time when I can throw an hour at it here and there. And I'm at the point where I have to take it apart again. I'm not pulling the motor out until I have a big bore kit in my hands, which is not going to be for a while. I have too much on the go. So I'm just going to work around it. My goodness, that's been a long time waiting to get this thing together. All the body panels are finished, just they're all doing a little polishing on them and they're ready to go. But I did not want them in the shop anywhere near anything until I'm ready to put them on the bike. And yes, I still have a pile of Harleys to test ride. Sorry I have not been able to do that yet. The shop's been consuming me. But we still have piles of Harleys to ride. So, let's continue.